Hey everyone, welcome to day 3 of the I Am Challenge. And today's mantra is I am free. So it's going to be a little bit of a different kind of class because we're blurring the lines between what we normally do and maybe what's a little bit different. So we're transitioning between poses a little differently and doing things that just make you feel like, okay, I'm open, I can do whatever I want in a safe way. So no special props needed, and whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and start in a comfortable seat. We're going to start a little bit differently than we normally do with breath work, but some different kind of breath work. So just sitting up easily, let your shoulders relax down, let the eyes close, and take a moment to just come down from your day, come down from whatever you were doing before. Just breathing normally, breathing naturally. Now, if we visit our mantra, I am free, what would that look like if we were totally free in our breath right now, to let go of everything that's in the rest of our day? So it might look different for each of us, but for now, as you inhale, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, sigh really loudly. It can be really dramatic, it can be really obnoxious. We're going to do that a few more times. Inhale. Exhale. And let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And keeping the eyes closed, you're just going to let the upper body sway right. Let it sway left. And you can let your head move with it or not at all. Again, if you had total freedom, if you weren't thinking about what is correct, what is a quote-unquote yoga pose, what would you do, what would feel good, just swaying side to side. We'll add on to this in a second. Now just kind of pause in the middle. You can open the eyes. You're going to walk your left hand out and just slowly drape the right arm overhead. Exhale, fold it forward and walk through the center. Over to the right side. Left arm drapes overhead. Walk it through the center. Drape to the left. One more time. Walk through the center. Over to the right. Bring it up through the middle. You can sway side to side again. Just relax. If you feel a little silly, it's totally fine. It's totally normal to feel silly. And come to the center. You're going to flip over onto your hands and knees. Just for a normal cat-cow, okay? So nothing weird. Exhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Round the back. And even here, normally we exhale as we round, but if it feels better to exhale when you come down, I want you to do that. There's actually a school of thought that says that that's the correct way. Instead of exhaling here, exhaling the other way. But again, there's all kinds of interpretations. So anytime you're like, question mark, what do I do here? What should I feel? Come back to your mantra. I am free. I really think as long as you're not going to hurt yourself, you should be doing whatever feels best, whatever feels good. Let's take one more each way. Breathing in whatever rhythm feels good. Take it back to neutral. Now we're going to add some circles with the ribs. So think of taking the whole center of the body and drawing a circle, like a cylinder type of circle. So come down, round, press the ribs down, bring them up, keep going. As long as the neck feels okay, you can this can look, whatever it looks like is fine. So as long as your neck isn't hurting, pause in the center and try to go the other direction, which feels super weird when you try to go the other way. Just making circles with the ribs. Breathing in whatever way feels natural, feels good. Pause in the center. Walk the knees behind the hips just a tiny little bit. We're going to go from here to a kneeling lunge, so a little bit different than normal. I want you to bring the left knee. You're going to open the left hip, step it all the way to the outside of the left hand. So you have a nice wide stance here probably. So the right leg is still kind of in line with the hip, but the left foot is a little bit turned out and the hip is open. So turn the left toes to the corner of your mat and drop the hips down. And again, if kind of swaying here feels good, you can do that. Just kind of opening your mind a little bit, getting rid of the limitations that we normally put on our poses, on our practice. Now on your next breath, you're going to shift your hips back just halfway so that the right knee is under the hip. Shimmy the left foot forward. Now it should be directly in front of your hip. So again, that's an alignment thing. You want to make sure it's in front of your hip for this particular thing. Make sure that you're sitting over the right knee and just kind of fold forward. So getting into the hamstrings a little bit. Now because your heel is in line with the hip, once you're here, if you want to sway, you can. And notice how that feels a little different in different parts of the leg. So as we go today, I want you to be free and I also want you to be safe. So I'll let you know, okay, this is an alignment thing, it's a safety thing, stay here, do this, and then you can be free from there. Let's come back to that wide kneeling lunge. So you can sit the hips low, you can walk the foot out a little further. If you're super bendy, you can even flex the left foot and then roll to the outer edge of the left foot and maybe even give a little press on the left thigh. So the ankle stays strong so that the knee isn't bothering you. It's an option. Take one more breath in and out. Plant the left hand. Let's open up the hip, step it back. We're going to do the same thing on the right side. So opening up the right hip, stamping the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Toes face the corner. You have a wider stance here. Sit the hips low. Maybe sway, maybe stay still. Whatever feels good is fine. So as long as the knee feels good here, you're good to move around. As long as the knee is behind the ankle, behind the toes, and it's not pushing over the toes, then you're good. So a little bit of an alignment cue again. We're going to sit back halfway. Make sure the right heel is directly out of the hip and your left hip is over the knee. Wiggle the foot forward and just fold over the right leg. Soften put a soft bend in the right knee if you need a little bit less intensity. And then you can sway. See how the hips feel. See what it feels like, how the hamstring, the intensity in the hamstring changes, different parts of it as you move around. Finding some stillness here. We're going to move back to the center. So again, you can take a wide stance. You can open up the right hip even more. Flex the ankle, roll to the outer edge of that foot and give a little press. Really important. So safety here is to keep the ankle straight and strong. Don't let it sickle or bend under. And as long as the knee isn't bothering you, you should be good. You don't have to force the hip open. It's just kind of using the weight of the hand to get you a little more intensity if that's what you're looking for. Take a couple more breaths. Plant the right hand. Swing the right foot back. Find child's pose. You can set the hips back on the heels. Walk the upper body forward. Inhale fully. Exhale fully. And your next breath in, go ahead and sit up. We're going to finish exactly as we started. So crossing legs in whatever way feels good. It feels easy. You can close the eyes, kind of sway. side to side. We're all really embracing our inner hippie with this. Walk the left hand out, draw the right arm over, and slowly kind of drag yourself forward over to the right side, draping over to the right. One more each way, crawl it forward. Drape to the left. Last one, crawl it forward. And right. Inhale up to the center. So sitting tall, sitting still. And your next breath in, stretch the arms up overhead. Press the hands together and exhale them right down to the heart center. And before you come back, take a moment to remind yourself that I am free. Let the eyes blink open. Namaste. Remember this mantra. This is one of the most important ones, I think, because a lot of us get so tied up in rules, and whether it's in our practice or in our day-to-day life, always remember to revisit what you actually want. What would feel good for you in this moment, whatever that may be. Go back to your mantra, I am free, and don't forget it. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, if you want more classes just like this, put together in a package designed to give you results, check out the Perfect Body Yoga program. Now, don't let the name fool you. This program is built on the belief that the perfect body is simply the healthiest version of the body you already have. There's no judgment or extremes here. I'm extremely proud of sharing this program with the thousands of members whose lives have been changed by it. PBYP, as we call it, takes everything we've done here, but to the next level. So I'd love to see you there. If you want to, you can click on the Find Out More link below to see what it's all about. But in the meantime, I'll see you right back here tomorrow for class.